Good morning. I'll call the meeting of the Nashua Board of Assessors to order at 9 a.m. on Thursday, May 5th, 2023. Let the record show that present from the board are Paul Bergeron, Jay Mankara, and myself, Robert Early. Can I get a motion to waive the reading of the public minutes from the Board of Assessors meeting held on, that would be April 4th?
6.
5th. Accept them and place them on file.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. First item on the agenda is to...
Mr. Chairman, do we need to accept the minutes of the non-public session as well?
Okay. Can I get a motion to accept the minutes of the non-public session of the meeting on April 5th, 2023, accept them and place them on file?
So moved, though I would note that it's Thursday, April 6th.
April 6th, I'm sorry.
Second.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. The next item is communications. Ms. Jennifer Zins. Jennifer?
Good morning, Board. We've got some really good news. We have finished up the process of the exemption in credits, as well as the educational, charitable, and religious, and we had everybody apply without having to make more than a third attempt to reach out to them, which is a huge undertaking. We had over 1,000 new and requalifying exemptions and credits, and then we have about 400 plus of the religious, charitable, and educational. So it was a very large undertaking. It does take months, and I was extremely pleased that out of the bunch, we didn't have any problems with reaching out to people via email, as well as I did have to make a couple calls, but it was minimal amounts of calls. So we are, in one meeting, we're able to get all of this approved or denied, and I'm very pleased with that process. In addition, we did receive notification from the DRA with our equalization ratio, and that came in, again, this is just FYI, that came in at 93.4%. And that's about it.
Thank you. Any questions for Jennifer Zins?
No, I don't have any.
Okay.
I do not.
Jennifer, I have one question. Could you kind of speak a little bit about the process for handling that many applications and making sure that they're all vetted consistently? I know you know there's some new people in the office, and
Yes.
this is a big, this year has been a lot of change. So.
Yep. I sat down with every requalifying elderly person. I sat down with them. I would come in at 6 o'clock in the morning, no lunch, stay late, and we had probably maybe 10 to 15 appointments a day. If it's a new person, the average appointment was an hour time. I had, at any given time, we had 2 offices occupied by residents. Sometimes towards the end, we had 3, and it was bebopping from one office to the other. I have a list of required paperwork that's posted on our website. In addition, I have an income and asset form that I personally have used for 25 plus years, and I find it easy because I know where everything is with regards to the income, the asset, as well as the list of, in the order of which I go, is on the list of required paperwork. I run a report after they apply. I let them know that I run a report that the law enforcement uses, and it looks at everything. It looks at any property that's been affiliated with them in the state, out of the state, in the country, out of the country. And I have found that when you do say that spiel, immediately people come up with, oh, does 401 count? Or, oh, you mean if I have a home in Puerto Rico? So it's a time-consuming process, and I'm pleased that my staff and I were able to get that done by the April 15th deadline. And when I said April 15th, right up until 5 o'clock on April 15th, because that is the deadline per the RSA. So, and I think out of 400 and some odd requalifying, 19 people did not respond. And unfortunately, I do have to take those 19 away, which I'll explain later on in in the process. But the process is one that I have found that it works, so,
Very good.
yeah.
Thank you, and
welcome.
congratulations to you and your team.
Yeah, thank you, I'm pleased with that.
Okay, any unfinished business? I see none. New business items, Jennifer?
Okay. The first one is the religious, charitable, and educational exemption renewal, and the city's recommendation is to approve. These are the A9s, A12s that we require. I start this process fairly soon. At the beginning of January, I send out a mail merge via email, and then to well over 400 entities, and then I send out a second reminder, and in some cases, I'll have to do a third. However, with that process, once you send out one email list as a reminder, you have to continue to do, regardless if somebody had applied or not, you still have to send the same second and third notice to everyone, just as you did with the first, so that we're consistent. And I save those mail merges according to the dates that they were sent out, so that we have them. If for some reason somebody failed to apply, then I have proof of that if we were to go to BTLA or Superior Court. So, and in addition, Greg and I will be doing walkthroughs of these parcels. Because we have a lot of changes, there could be that they make modifications to, renovations to the facility, or they change hands from, even though it could be the same, charitable, and they're both the same charitable entity. If they change hands, we like to, contact these people, talk about what's the use, what is the percentage, and we have a fairly good rapport with everybody, given the fact that they've been filing these A9s, A12s for years, so.
A question, Mr. Chairman?
Sure.
Jennifer, you mentioned that you and Greg will be doing walkthroughs of some of these properties. It's my understanding the Board of Tax and Land Appeals is asking a lot of the assessors, or all the assessing departments in the state, to revisit a lot of these properties and make sure they're still being used for the purposes for which they were granted exemptions. Is that really part of the process that you're doing?
Yes, yep.
Okay, thank you.
So in my previous, I was the assessor in Windham, and I would do the same thing as we're going to be doing at this time. The case with Ossipee really shed a light on this, more so than in, past years. So I think more and more municipalities are being diligent with doing those inspections. So, and it's not that they're failing to let us know. A lot of entities don't know that, well, if you're leasing out your kitchen, that wipes away. They may not understand that, thoroughly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the religious exemptions for 2023 as presented on page 1, 2, and 3?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The next list, charitable exemptions. Can I get a motion to approve?
Mr. Chairman, if I may interrupt.
Oh, it's the one that-
Yes, I would move that the item for Symphony, New Hampshire be removed from this list, that we then act on all items on the list except for Symphony, New Hampshire, then take up that particular item separately.
Separately.
The reason for that is I'm going to have to recuse myself from the Symphony, New Hampshire vote.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the list with the exception of account number 39858, Symphony, New Hampshire, of the charitable exemption list presented on page 1 through 4, pages 1 through 4, for 2023?
So moved.
Second.
Board, may I ask a question? So would you like to see that next year separate?
No, currently I have an immediate family member who's doing contractual work for Symphony, New Hampshire.
Okay.
So I feel I need to recuse
Recuse
myself from it. I don't know what that status will be a year from now. So
Okay.
we'll address it then.
All right, wonderful.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Can we get a motion to approve the charitable exemption for Symphony New Hampshire, account number 39858?
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And I abstain.
Motion carries, and Paul abstains. Okay, the next one is the educational exemptions for 2023. Any questions on those?
I have none.
Can I get a motion to approve the educational exemptions for 2023 for the properties listed on pages 1 and 2?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. The next one is staff exemption approval for Veterans of Foreign War exemption. There's one property. Can I get a motion to approve the exemption for the Veterans of Foreign War exemption?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. I'm sorry, I said aye as well. The next page is charitable and educational exemptions denied. There's a list of two charitables, 3 educational exemptions denied.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question on one of those.
Sure, go ahead.
Jennifer, the charitable exemption for Southern New Hampshire Medical Center, part of the property is considered vacant. Has this been vacant for a long time? Was it vacant as of April 1st? Do you know if they're in the process of filling that vacancy?
Is that the parking lot? Is that?
No,
No,
that's,
what is that?
it was, the answer is, it was vacant on April 1st for this tax year. I do not know what the future holds for that particular parcel. I believe they had somebody move out.
Okay, so if someone were to move in who was eligible for an exemption, the company could reapply at that point?
For 2024.
For 2024.
For 2024. Okay,
Correct.
thank you.
Is that something that we went out and found it, or they notified?
They informed us of it.
Oh, okay.
Again, that's where the good rapport comes. There's constant communication throughout the year with most of these, and Greg and I, so, that we have found.
Okay. Right,
Mr. Chair, could I ask a question?
Go ahead.
On account 39519, Front Door Agency, could I ask which of their properties this is?
I'm sorry. What did you say, the 39519?
The Front Door Agency, I believe that was the one on Quincy Street.
That's one that's used as a residential
Yeah, it's a,
Residential units.
they're not using it for their mission with helping. I believe they're renting it to either at market rate or just below market rate, opposed to a charitable.
Yes, that is the one.
Okay, that's what I suspected, but I wanted to check.
Yeah, that
Yep.
is the one.
Yep,
Yeah.
and we did speak to them to verify that information. They understood completely.
And if I may, could I also ask about account 3364 for Riviere, kind of same question, kind of which of their facilities or buildings this might be?
I believe this is Riviere's very large. I believe it is a vacant lot, which would be unqualifying because.
It's vacant.
It's vacant.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
I have none.
Can I get a motion to make the denials of the charitable and educational exemptions listed on page 1?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. Next item is new charitable exemptions approval. There are 3 properties listed. Do we have any questions on these 3?
I have just one. The entity for accounts 42138 and 42140, is that a 501c3 organization?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's the one from New York, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Jay, do you have any questions?
I don't, thanks.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the new charitable exemptions for the 3 properties listed on page 1?
So moved?
Second?
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The next page is a list of credit approvals. First group is veterans credits. The second group is disabled veterans credit. Third group is all veterans credit. Fourth group is solar exemptions with a recommendation of approval. There's quite a few of those. And finally, list of blind with a recommendation of approval. Any questions or comments?
I don't have any.
I don't have any.
Can I get a motion to approve the list of credit approvals for 2023?
Would you like to do them all together? All of these 6 parts you can, if you like.
I thought that's what we would be doing.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, let's do it that way. So this would be to approve all 5 groups for credit. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved?
Second?
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. The next list is credit denials. There are 2 properties. Any questions on these 2 properties?
No.
No.
Can I get a motion to deny the credits for these 2 properties listed on the final page?
So moved?
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Is that the list of public credits and exemptions? Okay. Next item on the agenda is public comment. I don't see anybody here, and there's nobody, I would assume, online. Comments by members of the board.
I have none.
Jay?
I have none.
I have none myself. All right, next we'll go into non-public session. Can I get a motion to move into non-public session for 2 reasons? First, to discuss matters which, if discussed in public, would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of this board, unless such person requests an open meeting. This exemption shall extend to include any application for assistance or tax abatement or waiver of a fee, fine, or other levy, if based on inability to pay or poverty of the applicant pursuant to RSA 91-A:3, Section, paragraph 2, Section C. Second, under 91-A:3, Roman numeral 2, Section L, for the consideration of legal advice provided by legal counsel, either in writing or orally, to one or more members of the public body, even where legal counsel is not present.
So moved?
Second?
All right, can I get a vote by roll call? Paul Bergeron?
Yes?
Jay Mancara?
Yes.
Robert Early, yes. We'll go into non-public session at 9:20.